Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to Arsenic Candy, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. And we've just explored the pawn shop, where we've been told that somebody has purchased our gun. We have to find our gun, because we can't have our gun roaming around doing things without us now, can we? We didn't actually explore this board. Maybe there's something that it can offer us. A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a layer. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlog, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed Samaran butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. You pull the lever up. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens. Push it harder. Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. The lieutenant hums to himself while staring at your activities. Release the lever. Need to close the waterlock on Wednesday. Okay. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? There was. What are you offering me? Oh, we have our headless fawn rider. The head is not included. An orange bum hat? Can I read the case files now? Nope. Nope. A pretty little puck case shaped cap of purple liquid that can bring on anything from hot flashes to military grade psychosis. With sufficient tolerance, however, it can make any weather feel balmy, if only for a while. I don't think I'm quite ready to delve into hardcore psychedelics. It's only Thursday morning after all. A helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Hot air rises up from the sewer, sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. Do we have some trash in here we can pick up, maybe? We do. I would assume there's going to be some more trash over here that we can have a little pick through. There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box, a variety of shapes and colours.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
The vendor takes a pair of sunglasses and sticks them under your nose. Try them on. Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow. Damn, officer, you look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. The man nods eagerly. They're practically made for you, and I'll let you have them for £2.50. They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes. No, the lieutenant gently removes the glasses from your face, setting you free again. You're definitely not buying those. You're right, I'm too sensible for those. Are you sure? But they look so good on you. The street vendor frowns. You should think this through, officer. Rummage through the box. These are all boring. Boring, third-rate, ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap ceramic plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun. These are all first-rate sunglasses, the man declares. Premium design, superb material, very cool, UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe. And cool, whilst doing your dangerous police work. We have no chance of the conceptualization. We're gonna leave the sunglasses, guys. We're gonna leave them. We don't need some of your hideous fucking sunglasses at the moment. What you got in here? There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics. Best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
Browse through the box. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. Economical, but also trendy, the street vendor shouts. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving. Find something worth salvaging from that pile of rags. Oh, we failed. No good. All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around the thighs and too loose around the waist. They itch like hell, like an itch pit in hell. The itch is so bad you'll want to smash someone's face in. All natural materials, see? The street vendor interrupts, guiding your hand over the fabric. Real wool, 100% skin friendly, and they're yours for only 2 real. We don't want that, thank you very much. What have you got in here then? A hat, maybe? Oh, found sneakers on a pedestal of speakers. Nice, I like it. You see 2 lowly defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found durable wear sneakers, Ultra Series.
I can see you have a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Inspect the sneakers. Found sneakers on a pedestal of speakers. A pair of Faln Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colourway. A jet black upper and a silver lined midsole. Those sneakers, mister, the street vendor intones. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super rare, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real. We'll inspect the speakers instead, sir. These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable foul ultras atop them. No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The man points to the footwear. The sneakers are the stars here. I already looked at the sneakers. Then look at them again. These are premium lifestyle sneakers, officer. Best on the market. Can't I just buy the sad Conquers Samaran speakers? No way, officer. Those aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Lo-fi socialist junk. That's why I want them. I think I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself. No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accept nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I got the best on sale. But what if I do deserve more than lo-fi socialist sound system? You do, officer, you do. No, thank you. Thanks for your time, sir. Hey. Who, me? Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Again? Yeah, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet, but neither has love. Should we just stop building love too? Can't argue with that. So what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the streets is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true? How come there's word on the street? You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff. I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those. Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any big questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it? Wait, first, what's this communism even about? Failure. It's about failure. Failure? Yes. Abject failure. Total irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone against every living thing. Against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organised ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone single-handedly will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade. Roll up your sleeves and start building communism. Bosh. Oh yes, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs. Roll up your sleeves further and breathe in the pristine air. Mazovian social economics. Mazovian social economics. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right, until he woke up today. A spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Krasmazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. Well, we can't internalize that yet anyway, so we need to get our rigorous self-critique up. And our physical instrument, I think, would be useful. And then maybe we'll start working on communism. It's nearing 9 o'clock, which is when we can go to sleep. We have explored up as far as this. Can we... Is there anything in the depths of this area over here? Ah, there is more to see. What have we got here, sir? A bold slogan, Humanox, covers the truck. Horseback monument. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing towards the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who's this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philippe III, the squanderer of the greatest of Philippine kings of Revachol, son of Philippe II, the opulent, father of Philippe IV, the insane. Our character has no interest in knowledge. What's this? Yes. A white tank top, sir. Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. What have you got in the back of your truck? Oh, some coin. Who are you? Hello. Pale driver. The small wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands and there is a warm smile on her face. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food, money? Maybe she's your... grandma? Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey like lead. No, this one is a monster in disguise. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask you some questions. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her. Snap your fingers in front of her face.
Wait.
The lieutenant stops you before you can snap.
She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
If you say so. It would be wise of us to pay off the bill that we owe. I'm assuming that it won't ever be too late, but I'm hoping that it won't. Let's take this money. Thanks very much. Nope. We wanted to talk to...
Yes.
Can we open this door? Grad Factory of Magnets and Miracles U49. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big heavy grad made machine is well kept for such an old machine. Look in the window. Windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers as insignia. What kind of stickers? The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honour, strength and purity are glued to various panels. What about the back seat? The Back end of the cabin is a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. The lieutenant nods towards the racist lorry driver. Think this lorry belongs to our tough guy? Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine. He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared racist lorryman. Stop fucking ruining it for everybody. Who's this twat? Alright, dickhead.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbour gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He has a full he's a full head taller than anybody else here.
Here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
Why would I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work. Right to work. Besides, we're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of calls are we talking about?
Rights of people, rights of workers to have gainful employment, to make a salary and feed their families.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work. Right to work.
I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scab.
The loitering man hollers in return. I want to get into the harbour too. Have fun, he snorts. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You're trying to meet their fat boss? I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here behind the hostel cafeteria. I know nothing about a murder. His reply is snappy and terse. The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting. Why so tense? What are you talking about? I'm not tense. Yes, he's tense. And dangerous, somewhere below it all. Right to work! He again shakes his large fist, then turns back to you. It's shameful! Cops doing nothing! You should bring backup! Open the gates for us! Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime! I don't know. We're not picking a side in this yet, sir. Pity. He turns around and bellows at the gates. Let us work! What is a strike? When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. He shifts uncomfortably in his worker's overalls. What do the strikers want? Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we... He raises his fist and starts shouting again. Have the right to work! When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape. There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. Ill-fitting? What does that mean? His shirt is far too small, and an unpleasantly tight fit, whilst the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. You wearing new clothes? He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. You've been talking to him for a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from. I got to ask, where exactly are you from? What's it to you? Deep set suspicion drips from every syllable. Curiosity. Gonna figure out this strike mess. Big mess. Caused by union greed. He shoots you a wary, distrustful look. I only fight for the rights of people. Already got that. I'm not interested in your background. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Worked at Territorial? Ring a bell? Never heard of it. Are you lying? He squints at you. A little spark of violence gutters in his eyes. We're done here. I have a strike to break. It says G-R-I-H. Hello, Frenchie.
Scab?
Asks a man with jolly eyes, tilting his head. What, did he just fucking call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid. No, I don't want to deal with this again. Did you just call me a fag?
No, I said scab.
What exactly is a scab?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Hold on. Where did they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't seem much like them.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
He looks at the mass, squinting his eyes as if trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to them?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I'm not a scab. I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles and then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the wild north? Come to see the strife?
I've come to Martinez investigating a murder. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never seen me investigating a murder. I have no idea what I'm doing. He whispers back. That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. He thinks and then decides, don't tell me. It's a better day that way. I need to know what's going on behind these gates. I'm exploring. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does this mean you can let me through the gate? I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. He takes a swig and points up the stairs with his flask. The passage grants itself. That simple, I just walk in. Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Past Measurehead? Yeah, the 2.5 metre tall Seminese supremacist there. He points to the bridge above the gates. Walk right past him. Right. And then press the button and unlock the door. Aha. And then go past him again. Okay. And then you enter the harbour through the office. For some reason, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that easy. Don't worry. I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to his Seminese supremacy worldview. Or maybe it actually is completely impossible. Has anyone ever bested him in a physical confrontation? Not yet. He fixes his eyes on you, evaluating your prowess. He's incredibly strong. Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix. Has any of the Scabs tried converting to his worldview? Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the Scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Got it. I'm a bit No. What's the strike about anyway? You know, serious business, he smiles. I'm sure the big boss would be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first. He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organisation. Nice talk. Gotta get moving. Cheers. What is this? Can we have a look at this and see what it is? I notice, in case of strike, press button behind guard. Does this door open? A hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. That's our coat there. There's no lock picking or door kicking this one. Oh, that's the door we just looked at several moments ago. The future belongs to Measurehead. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. Hello, mate.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Don't say anything. Size him up. Say nothing. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the harbour.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he was smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Wait, Al Ghul?
Yes, Al Ghul.
But what is Al Ghul?
Al Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you for humiliating them and stripping them of their land.
You mean alcohol?
Correct, my small skull servant.
Is it really that bad?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk, and then drowned. I don't have a problem with Al Ghul. I just drink on the weekends.
Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al Ghul. You are but a vessel for the Ghul now. Very little of yourself remains. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Sandwich race is waning.
Show him the ham has still got it. I am the police, and I need you to comply. Now.
Jerking motion. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. Just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbour. You're right about all of this. Now I just need you to let me into the harbour.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality called art and your microcephalic skulls.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with punch and catch him off guard. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive, remember? Communicate. You serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they white? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes towards the harbour, seemingly bored with you. There must be some friction here. He's keeping it well hidden, however. Yeah, but you still serve them. How does that factor into your life? Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital something your race... Oh, he has the will to confront polycultural capital something your race... Navistic... Ah. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront political capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Jam, individualism. You've gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs. I've gotten it from disco, actually. Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco whilst having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side projects of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. Okay, I'll ask, who are the Seminoles? The South Island group. The South Island race. Haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Arapacites of ancient Pericarnasis and arrived here 4,000 years ago, millennia before you. We are the future, that is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol? I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ullenbuer are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pale. So you did come from the islands? No, he cranes his head. I have heard about it. On the radio. He would not appreciate if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of these women. So you're not really Seminoles. You're just from Revachol. I'm from Curon. He changes tactics. And no, it is not just in Revachol. This city is central to the Seminoles strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbour. Kim, what do you think about this? I think this racist is better than the last. The next racist will be a really good one. How do you know there will be a next racist? There always is. Race is reality, he nods approvingly. Know anything about this mug? Show him the mug. He does not so much as glance at the object. Know anything about it? Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash? What do these tattoos of yours mean? Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. He gestures towards the lorryman down the street. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. You're right. That's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance. Correct. We're going to leave you because you're a knobhead. So we'll be back. We'll be back.
Hola, Wandering Man. How
The
can I help you?
measurehead thing didn't go well for me. Could you help me with that somehow? Sorry, busy surveying the situation. He takes a swig from his flask. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic buttons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbour machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kvalsa crane over using some remote controls. He stops to think. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? Wait, we have air support? Why didn't you tell me this, Kim? Because we don't. We don't have air support. Or any of those other things. I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. He pats the side of his nose with his index finger, which I also did, but I haven't got a face cam on, so no one saw it. Something changes in his disposition, a merciful smile in the corner of his eye. Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low on technology, however. Yeah? First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it. He tips his beret and concludes, "You're welcome." Maybe that would work. We'll have to see. Let's give it a whirl. I'm a little concerned about leaving it too late to go back to the hotel. The hostel, sorry.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really
okay. We need to
yourself go.
improve our conceptualization, I guess. We'll try it. Oh, it worked. What kind of races are there first? Classification is core to this stuff. I'm new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races there are. Do you? The lieutenant looks at you. This is for the thing. The lieutenant looks towards the harbour's electronic door and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh. You are obviously a liberal socialite, the man tells him. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? Type A. Those are the Seminese, the Arapagite and the Occidentals, excluding the Morn, of course. The Morn are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Morn on reprehensible street parades in Morn cities like Stadskanal and Vredeport, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. Wait, who exactly are the Morn? You know them by the names of their nation states, the Orangees, the Gottwaldians, and the Königsdieners. My people simply call them the Morn. The Morn are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously. Okay, got it. Who are Type A then, in your view? The Vespertines and Messinians of Vesper and Messina. The ancient Meteorians of Meteo by the Golden Pasantic Sea. The Surinese of Surleclef and even the North Konigsteiners all have Type A race propensities. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and... I have no idea what that word... Oleaginous to count as a heroic race? True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem. He draws his finger across his face. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic mincemeat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum. And who are the Seminese and Arapagites in this? As proven by the Morn and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is... As proven by the Morn and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Arapagite are on the ascent. And the Seminese are? Oh, I skipped it accidentally. The Arapagites are sleek, long-haired. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the super isola of Pericarnesis. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. He falls silent, contemplating the beauty and the mystery. It's all bollocks, let's be honest, what he's saying. Then he continues, the latter is perfected in adapting. Together they form the Semino-Aripagite or Semiopagite subrace, or super race that is all. There are no more Type A races in the world. Nature was not capable of more. Type B. Type B are the unheroic racists, amorphous non-competitors of the great race, the Kojkos and the Vachaliers. They are mud-coloured people. Mud-coloured? To the untrained eye, the Kojko appear white and pinkish like a ham sandwich, but look into their eyes and you will see, he squints full of sage wisdom, they are of an indistinct muddy colour, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone. For drinking alcohol and smoking that degenerate tobacco herb, and for eating potato. The Kojko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with Patat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethno-states like political amoeba. And the Vacholiers you mentioned? Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron, too mixed to know